Around 50 kilometres northwest of Madrid, Spain's capital city, the austere yet opulent residence of El Escorial extends up the southern slope of the Sierra de Guadarrama. At one time, El Escorial was known as the Slag Mound because of the steel mining village of Escorial. In reality, this description was somewhat inappropriate. It was built during the rule of King Philip II, after his father Karl V ordered him to construct a magnificent church in which he would eventually be buried. The Escorial was to be a pantheon for the Spanish aristocracy. It also served as the country's new centre of authority. Two architects were responsible for the majority of the regal building's design. In 1559, the first plans were drawn up by Juan Bautista de Toledo. After 1567, the work was continued by Juan de Herrera. Finally, in 1584, the building was completed after 21 years. In rooms such as the Pudridero, the significance of El Escorial as a burial place is evident. King Philip II required that the exterior of the building should be plain and simple, in contrast to the interior, with its unusual works of art and priceless treasures. The impressive art museum contains an exclusive collection by important artists. The list of artists' names is impressive. The works of Titian, Tintoretto, Rubens, Van Dyck, Hieronymus Bosch, Velázquez and El Greco adorn the walls. The rooms of the Habsburgers, as well as the living rooms of the subsequent Bourbons, and also the king's tomb beneath the church, are open to the public. In the royal pantheon, the Panteón de Reyes, lie the coffins of 11 Spanish monarchs. The splendid marble coffins with their golden inscriptions add both dignity and elegance to this burial place. The kings seem to demonstrate their former power even in death. Most of Spain's wealth stemmed from the mighty gold and silver treasures that were acquired during the violent conquests of South and Middle America. Even in the 16th century, the cost of the building materials and also the 20,000 workers who built the Escorial must have been extremely expensive. Because of these outstanding and precious ceiling paintings, it's easy to understand why, in Spain, this building is known as the eighth wonder of the world. El Escorial is without doubt a kind of fantasy castle. Originally, the palace was designed along strict classical Italian lines. But for King Philip II, the building and its interior decor were exaggerated in the extreme. The king's deep religious belief in Catholicism was signified by his own relatively modest rooms that were located next to the church. When King Philip II became old and infirm, he was able to see the lushly decorated altar from his bed. Thus he could observe the Holy Mass. The ceiling of the reading hall, the library built by Philip II, is itself a masterpiece. It was designed by the Italian Tibaldi between 1590 and 1592. The long and impressive gallery of the Biblioteca de Impresos contains around 130,000 books and valuable documents. In contrast to the rich decoration of the palace's interior, the external architecture emphasizes the enormous dimensions of the buildings. In character with the design of the Escorial, the king himself was also something of a paradox. Philip II was not only a larger-than-life tyrant, he was also an educated man who supported science and the arts. And El Escorial was his most significant bequest to Spain.